So I was going to do something amusing by playing a game called No More Papers, Please, as sort of the end of my Papers, Please run. And I was going to call that the end of Papers, Please, a little end of Evangelion reference. But my computer can't really run that very well, so I've put that off indefinitely. And instead I will be playing Cavern Sweeper, which is a... Ooh, has my bitrate collapsed? Alright, no, looks like we're good again. Yeah, by Hempuli. You can see the URL on screen here. And yeah, it's like a variant of Minesweeper. It's like how I was playing Dragon Sweeper a while ago. You remember? And the Mono Sweeper? I don't even remember what that is. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I guess I used to put the URLs in the parentheticals if I thought that would help. Anyway, I'm just gonna, 2 controls. I'll read the bestiary. Shouldn't be too hard. I don't know if this like inspired Dragon Sweeper or vice versa. I shouldn't have done that. I need to pay more attention. I just wanted to full screen it. I might have some coffee. It's kind of like a crazy idea, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna do it. Just because it's like arguably a bad idea. And also everybody's still snowed in today as well, I'm sure. Although I'm sure also if you really want, you could be out. Although, then again, your options might be a little bit constrained. I don't know. Maybe I'll go walk up the main street and see if everybody's partying down nevertheless in this town of partying. Everybody's snowed in, and I'm coming down with another cold. It's a beautiful, the circle of life proceeds apace. But I'm feeling good. Alright, left click on tiles to reveal them, right? Tile will display the total combined level of hazards near it. Each hazard affects tiles. And a specific pattern. Okay. Perfect. Love it. This really rings a bell. So it's like... Okay. They have more of a force field than normal Minesweeper, so this should actually be safe. No. Okay, no, it only works orthogonally. Right. Still. That means that works. Nice. Interesting, okay. You can also use number keys. What do you mean by that? Oh. Numlock. That guy got a victory. Good for him. Trying to figure out how it is that you would indicate a number, but I'm pressing the number keys and it isn't working. Maybe that never made it into the game. You know. Oh, right. It subtracted that by itself. I forgot. I forgot about the rules. The rules do make it easier to figure out. Where to click. So this could be like a 2 and a 2, maybe. That seems pretty plausible to me. Na 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 na. So, like, surely I shouldn't click on this anyway. Although it beguiles. Whoa. Well, that one seems pretty obvious at this point. This is Hot Dad's Too Many Cooks, which is it's a delightful song. It's a beautiful song, actually. You probably ate me 'cause I taste so good. It just occurred to me that, like, he's not gonna sue me. He's not gonna copyright strike me. Copyright strike me down, and I shall be only greater than you have ever imagined. You know, he's not gonna do that. That's just not how things roll at the present time. Like, on some level, I wouldn't blame him if he did do it. But that's just not a thing that's going to occur in the current way things work. Do 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 do. So the point is I can hum it if I want. Yeah, that's a good UI element. It's not a kitchen if you cannot feed a man. Tried to tell you and you didn't understand. It's not a kitchen if you cannot feed a man. Never give a snarf. Now this is sort of a powerful game. This is a powerful variant. To think that you can vary such a rule. I'm almost tempted to say what a Japanese thing to think of, but not really. We've often gone through my thoughts about the Japanese here and their putative style of game design. Okay, so the problem there was that I got greedy about the rule that allows you to unveil zeros. I don't know if I want to go to large. Also, what is serpents? We'll go for medium. Oh. At some point this might make it just like too difficult for me to play the game. Oh, I see. It tells me how many serpents are down there. This must be a serpent, right? How else would it? Oh, what? Oh, it influenced there. Okay. What? But they were. Oh, right. I can't rely on the rules anymore. I'll probably just lose this one. To be brutally honest with you. Because it could go directly straight on. I should have done like a real medium first to enjoy really learning those rules. I can't forget the snow on the floor. Interesting. Hold on. Yep. Let's just get back in the groove here. Oh god, I still have serpents on. Never mind. I cannot get flummoxed and try to do too much at once. And betray my, this looks a lot like the tail of a whale. You know, I'm often saying, like, don't gate me, bro. And I can't betray my own cause. By being completely flummoxed whenever I don't have a gate to thwart me. To gate me in. Hmm. That sure would explain it. Maybe that's not it. Well, that one's definitely there. This has to be the case. Which means that has to be the case. There we go. As much as I'm always clowning on games for making me execute the algorithm, there is something to be said for finding out the algorithm. Nothing can be here for the reason of the zeros. Right, like the zero basically forms an anti-pattern on top of that. I don't know, does this necessarily need to have a 2 there? It seems pretty likely that it would. Join in the chat, and I'm looking at my own chat. We're gonna see what happens. And I'm gonna get that damn coffee. And I'm gonna see if I regret that later. Oh, I can go to my stream manager. Which I guess is a thing. Oh, we know this can't be a 2. Actually, we still have these superpowered zeros, right? So then we know this one has to be a 2. This one has to be a 1. Poggers. The Victory Royale. Monsters are like landmines except different, you know? Very true. Hardest difficulty is possible if you are very careful. Interesting claim. Kind of made some guesses. Them just having beaten it. What? But how? I don't understand the question. Inverted click. Alright. There seems to be no option to, like, what? No wins? No wins for me? I don't know, there's something in Firefox where you can open it into, like, only this frame or whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna grab the coffee. We now begin the coffee era. And then I'm probably just gonna play this a bunch and then get sick of it eventually. For whatever reason, I get the impression that salt is really good for a sore throat. Like you just put the salt in the back of your throat. Some people gargle it. Not me. I'm just throwing a couple grains back there, and then, I don't know, it has something to do with the goo your body is producing. I don't know if I'm gonna do all the challenge modes on this. All the inevitable mechanics. There we go. I suppose this is symmetric and it could be either one. Maybe this is a 1. That would explain it. There we go. We go again. Alright. I guess this is one of those things that gets reset. Like, I can think of patterns it might be, but what are the patterns it must be? You know, if any. I guess there could be a 1 here. Oh, that helps. Really, the only 2 games I think about playing at this point, except for the ones I'm already in the middle of, obviously, are Undertale and Pentiment. I just find my mind drifting back to those. I can't forget Snarf. I guess that's not guaranteed, because, like, this could affect the... Well, it wouldn't affect those. Right? I just forgot to use my magic powers to figure that out. Hmm. 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 Interesting. Oh, right. The magic powers of the zeros extend 2 in every orthogonal direction. I can't forget Snarf. The heck was that? Out there in the darkness. The doll's eyes. Oh, yes, I see, because they would be blanks. Yeah, I don't think it ever is going to count a win streak. Monsters hard. There are just more of them, I guess. Monsters hard lemonade. I mean, so this is like a 0, effectively. It means it can do whatever a 0 can. I'm not convinced you're always going to be able to figure it out deductively. I think it's basically impossible to guarantee that. F7. It's just a 7. False alarm, everybody. That was a misclick. I didn't know what the hell was there. Ooh, this is really taking me back to a time when I presumably must have been playing Dragon Sweeper. I think it was wintry then as well. I'm imagining a crisp wood. I used to walk around, a little trail, path. I can't forget Snarf on the floor. Too many cooks walking on shoes. Too many eagles eating your news. I'm going forward, I'm trying to forget. Once in a while, I ate in a bet. You know what's going to when I'm in a man. It's not a kitchen if you cannot feed a man. By the way, I only barely know the actual words, but that won't stop me from making up my own. You've exceeded capacity. Too many cooks, the stench of raw meat. Too many cooks. Now there's something to eat. Too many cooks. Fly in the fleet. Now there's too many cooks, and I'm going to the store to get more cooks. So it couldn't actually be that one. Yeah. No, it couldn't be that one either. So it has to be that. There are not enough books, 'cause there are too many cooks. It's not a kitchen if you cannot feed a man. Too many cooks. Cooks. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's gotta be a 3. Because what else? Well, I mean, this could be a 3. So, there's that. The battle is going to be coughing enough to get the stuff out of my lungs, or, airway. Not actually my lungs, per se. Without making my throat really sore. Mm-hmm. 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 I mean, I see one way this could go, and I'm not sure if it's forced, but I think it's pretty close to determined. Hmm. Oh, right. Of course. I don't know. What if I just F5? Will I get to keep my streak? No. Let's go for Monsters Hard. My disastrous sequel to Monsters Inc. that nobody asked for. Nobody, 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 nobody. Oh, nobody. So why shouldn't this, you know, there's nothing to affect it from either side, so that clue should work. Fair enough, maybe I just got some other things wrong when I thought I had gotten too greedy on that one. Nobody, nobody. Ooh. Perfect. Thinking about there was a time when a friend of mine, married couple I know, was trying to coordinate a trip, and one of them has a sort of limited palate, which causes a little bit of strain on the whole procedure. But like, I was always happy to go to lunch with that guy because whatever he's having, I know I'm gonna love. So far, they have not invented a food that he likes that I don't like. So it's great for me. Um, Not that going somewhere and knowing that there will be food there is really like a huge barrier in my day-to-day life. In fact, every time I go to a place, I can find something I'll like, even if it's a very basic version of whatever it is they have. Sometimes they're like, "What? You want it plain? Like with nothing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's the way I like it." And they're like, "Oh, that's you crazy kids." And damn, that was a misclick. They're that's their prerogative. I'm coming to their restaurant and requesting a silly thing culinarily in the context they're used to. I don't hold it against them. If they want to marvel at it or even just make sure that they're getting my order right. Now I've made myself hungry. Damn, 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 damn. My recent plans involve a lot of light not eating. So getting hungry puts a bit of a cramp in that style sometimes. It's not a kitchen if you cannot feed 'em, man. At this point, I'm just executing the algorithm, and I should move up to slimes, I guess. But we'll get this. I mean, this seems a lot like it should be a 1. Oh man, my thoughts were drifting off, and then I instead talked about the enjoyable lunches I had. And that was pleasant, but alright, we have these powers that I'm not taking care of. I'm sure the slimes will ruin everything I'm doing, you know? Unless the slimes are smaller. That would be an interesting ploy for him to pull, game design-wise. In case my gnomic comments were too much for you, the thing is you can identify a lot of game design moves as seeming Japanese, but actually they're just like what happens when you design a puzzle game under most theories of how to make a puzzle game. Which, to be fair, were probably like invented by a Japanese guy or something back in the day. Although they're also sort of like necessary. That is a strange 2. Because how are we going to fill up that 2? It's guarded by 1s. It's impossible. I think this guy must be false. Well, this does seem very strong. What if we just retreat entirely from this island? Okay. That has to be that. That has to be that. This has to be that. I mean, there has to be, like, something decreasing this here, right? I guess there's nothing else. This has to be a 2. Because nothing else is going to reach it. And then what you actually want to do is like a like a 1 and then an overlapping 1. There we go. Damn. Send input. It's not a kitchen if you cannot feed a man. I can't forget Snarf. Now it's become like a John Darnielle song. I can't forget when you snarfed me away. I'm going to collect everything that went away. I can't forget Snarf. Ain't no snarfs on me. I wonder, sometimes in a situation like this, I have the really bright idea that I should be posing a certain way. To sort of drain the fluid out of me. Right, so this has to be a 1. Oh, what? I just don't know what went wrong. Interesting. Alright, monsters and slimes. What do we have? Oh, the slimes are smaller. So the zeros become less effective. Hmm. Yeah, I just don't really see that there's gonna be any figuring that out, right? Like they're just gonna be ambiguous situations. Yep, okay. Good to know. So, this is interesting. Like, the serpents are even an additional thing. Well, very cool. I think that's all for me. I'm not actually gonna figure out how to solve that the way that some people may have figured out and how to solve it more systematically.